What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you remember being asked that question throughout your childhood and adolescence? Well, I knew what I wanted to be at a very young age.
Beat to action!
That is me at 3 years old, directing what I call my first film. My name is Tyler Kern, and I'm a filmmaker. Seventh Day Films is a production company focused on making a positive impact in the world by telling stories through film. The primary purpose is to share the gospel with the world using an Adventist perspective by producing faith-based films and documentaries. Seventh Day Films is an opportunity that we can reach a lot of people because most Americans spend 7 hours online per day, and 92% of people use the internet. But only 2% of millennials and Gen Zs have a biblical worldview. Those are the two largest generations ever. And most Christian films contradict Adventist theology. Think about the last time you watched a Christian film. Didn't they go to church on Sunday? And the Adventist church has a very limited presence on video streaming platforms. So my target market for Seventh Day Films is those who stream movies. Streaming subscriptions are at an all-time high. Over 2.3 billion people worldwide use YouTube at least once a month. And Netflix had 73 million subscribers in the United States in 2020. And as a result of the COVID pandemic, even more people are streaming movies, with 30% of US adults saying that they stream movies several times a week. Seventh Day Films has the power to change lives and communicate truth. Because evangelism, the way we knew it, is no longer effective. But we can reach millions of people by coming directly into their households. Did you know that a theological discussion is often more likely to happen following a movie than a sermon? Movies broaden our exposure of life, its meanings and significance. And movies have the opportunity for the viewer to experience transcendence. Seventh Day Films will reveal Christ and redeem lives. Our marketing strategy is in our quality. The key to success for us is our quality. From casting to cinematography to editing, and just having an overall high production value is the best way to market our films. Then, content, because everybody loves a good story. So telling a compelling story is our strategy. Also, beliefs. Staying true to biblical content and the SEA doctrines will generate support across the denomination. And that is what makes us unique. I've actually already had conversations with NAD leaders in the youth and young adult ministry, including the NAD president. And location. By advertising on streaming sites like YouTube, our audience will be able to easily find us. Our source of revenue will come from donations, distribution, our streaming, sponsorship, and merchandising. Our products will be documentaries and feature films. And our cash flow, we're anticipating enormous support that will generate tens of thousands of dollars for our company. Our expenses, our initial startup is about $100,000 for our first film, which is a documentary on Irene Morgan, an Adventist who refused to give up her seat on a bus in 1944. Our primary competitor is Hollywood. Just think about the last time you were pumping gas. Did you notice the screen showing you video content? Mainstream media is our primary competitor. But we have an advantage over Christian film producers such as the Firm Films and the Kendrick brothers. If you've watched a Christian film recently, the quality, the acting is usually second level, right? But also, they're sugar-coated. There's always that happy ending feeling. And for us with Seventh Day Films, we want to be true to the reality of life by talking about hard topics that we actually deal with and have a sense of reality in our films. And the only alternative that I know of is filmmaker Joseph Satterlin. He's most known for his award-winning film, The Record Keeper. Other than that, I don't know many Adventist filmmakers in this industry. Our current status, we are in the beginning stages. I'm currently in the seminary and I graduate in August with plans to start this company and move forward producing the first film in 2023. So the first step that we need to do is to purchase the cinema quality equipment with an estimated cost of $75,000. Then we will establish a crew of like-minded creative individuals and will network with potential producers, supporters, and actors. Then we will produce our first documentary film on Irene Morgan. Morgan tore up her arrest warrant and fought her case to the U.S. Supreme Court, which led to the decision declaring segregation illegal in interstate travel, inspiring civil rights activists like, you guessed it, Rosa Parks. And then we will pitch distribution on platforms such as Netflix, PureFlix, Amazon Prime, and we'll upload it to YouTube as well. And then we will begin working on our first feature film, Why Not Me?, which is the story of an aspiring filmmaker's journey to discover his purpose in life that took him from Hollywood and brought him to the SCA Theological Seminary at Andrews University. Yes, you guessed it, that's me. My team is my wife and Amelia and I. We've been running a video production company for over a decade, and we work really well together, and we know what it takes to be successful in this industry. And I've realized that my passion for writing and creating content is a God-given talent that I must use to glorify God and make Jesus famous rather than for my own fame. I have a network of creative aspiring filmmakers interested in joining the team when the time comes, and I anticipate the support of the GC, the NAD, and independent Adventist groups that support filmmakers as media missionaries. Seventh Day Films is a company that will inspire faith, hope, and love by equipping others in their spiritual journey. We have the opportunity to share truth and the love of Jesus Christ with millions of people. The time is now to invest in a more effective form of evangelism for the digital world of the 21st century.
Thank you so much for your presentation. This is exciting stuff. I'm a fan of good movies, and I'm sure that this can do some great things for the viewers. Tell me about what inspired you. I know you have a pretty cool story. What led you to be here?
Yeah, there's a long story behind that, but actually I pursued my dream. I wrote the script for Why Not Me, and I moved to Hollywood to sell the script. But as I got there, God was speaking to me directly, and he called me away from Hollywood, and I actually came back home and got baptized and then came to the seminary immediately after. And I'm thankful for that because at that time, I was trying to do it for my own fame. And what I've realized now is that it's not about making me famous, it's about making Jesus famous.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I want to ask too, what would this mean for your consumers? What is the message you hope to communicate through your films, through this company, Seventh Day Films?
Yeah, I was raised Adventist as a kid, but I left at about 12 years old, and I didn't come back until I had kids of my own. So I'm really passionate about reaching that generation, specifically those that we're losing, the millennials, the Gen Zs. So I really want to create content that is going to relate to them and impact them in a way that brings them back in and continues to retain them in the church. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tyler, for your presentation.
Thank you.
And finally, one we've all been waiting for. First place for the for-profit category, winning $5,000 in cash, plus $4,000 in in-kind services, $9,000 total, plus a 12-month subscription to Patch and Tax, is the project Seventh Day Films.